Another week of EGFC action. It's our second of play. Unfortunately, only one series this week, though. But a new face joins me here in the booth. I'm Time to Late. Join alongside me here for somewhat of the foreseeable future. I believe every other week is Slayer. And Slayer, how are we feeling today?
I'm just excited to finally get a look at some form of collegiate CS2, especially with how kind of wacky CS2 has been at the start here. I know there's been a lot of people complaining. There's been people, taking advantage of certain things when it comes to this new game. And we'll see if some of that comes out tonight with our two teams.
University of Hawaii from all the way in Manoa, Hawaii, will take on the Rochester Institute of Technology from Rochester, New York. Two extremely different sides of the country. The only way this could be further, by the way, is if Rochester was about 170 miles northeast of where they currently are over in Maine. But it's really not that close, to say the very least. You can see Jack, Mikey, Liverin, Bullseye, and Fnipe on the University of Hawaii. It's Get Wrecked, Chutang, No Identity, Emo Man, and Fifth Skip on RIT. Our maps for today, because we're quickly running through this as the team have casually already started the game, is Overpass and Mirage. And Hawaii will actually start off on the CT side of Overpass, our first map.
Yeah, so certainly two maps that you talk about are kind of the mainstays of Counter-Strike right now. Been around for a while. Overpass known in a lot of ways still is that CT-sided map. Going to school, which is TPL, because we've gotten a lot of maps that popped up that are really T-sided, but for why really looking to start out early, and it's a lot of good information gained there by Bullseye out the game.
Clearly seeing a couple players and then just disengaging. But the fact is, once you see those players, you're presuming they've now gone elsewhere. And that's not really the case here now, is it? Now the question is, where else may they go? Obviously not a clear indication. They've rotated now through connector. What is RIT doing? The opposite of what Colorado used to do a year ago, where they used to just go up connector and onto A?
It's the conga line. They're taking the conga line all the way over to the B bomb site, and my god, Fnipe!
Oh my god.
What just happened? They're all dead. I don't even know what happened. It looks like University of Hawaii set up a trap in water, and my god, did it spring.
Your trap and a clear and obvious advantage for them to walk away with. You're happy with that, more than so if you are the University of Hawaii. And just like that, their CT side starts off about as well as you could hope for. Hey, that's what you need, especially considering it is an RIT squad that did do extremely well last week. Importantly enough, this was a different RIT squad, at least not fully, but mostly. Get Wrecked coming through. Chutang, remember, a memorable player, but everybody else, I believe, played in the NACE game last week instead of the EGF game, because it was their D1 roster with MJB and company who stepped up to the plate.
Right, and that is obviously going to throw a wrench in University of Hawaii. Is out the gate. Chutang trying to get some damage down with that deagle from distance. Party just setting up camp and does actually land the headshot on the Mikey. So that's what you buy the deagle for. RIT, they've got no real money. They get a bomb plan last round, so they're kind of playing with house money.
See, clearly walking forward, finding a headshot early, Mikey dead. You have some obvious advantage with FAMAS moving forward. The FAMAS has been headshot, though. Get Wrecked needs to find something here, and it's going to be Jack to step up, and they massively needed to do so. That's exactly what happens, but the problem is they don't find as clear and obvious of an advantage as they're looking for. Chutang, a nice shot with the deagle, will be dispatched of by Jack, but a bomb plant seems imminent if they can get in.
Flanker potentially that could come out from Bullseye, but he hasn't activated just yet. He's waiting for the all clear. Now going to flake up from Khan. He's got no identity, tagged very low. Jack might just do it all on his own. He'll pick up both of them. Got a little chaotic, but University of Hawaii come out on top on the anti-eco.
Just like that, a clear and obvious walk away from the University of Hawaii as well. An important finish for them to finish at least a second round that looked difficult, to say the very least. Challenging early start, especially considering you lose your FAMAS, you take early damage, you want to be able to disengage, and they do. And luckily, they had that redundancy, considering the flank that you were talking about. Granted, Bullseye didn't do much with it, because they weren't called upon to have to do all that much, but the fact that they were present is more than enough.
Now, RIT certainly have to be present, especially with how much shorter these CS2 matches are. It makes these first gun rounds of these halves so massively important. It looks like early on, doing a lot of onus to play towards that A side of the map. I like that they're getting early con control. I feel like Connector is a really big part of playing Overpass on your T side, but it doesn't help that Jack already spawning out one, able to get the kill. He's got Liverin as well to pick up another on the A side of the map.
You see, it's a problem for RIT getting in easily. They don't have that coordination around utility that their, well, D1 squad does. Fiskip finds a kill into Mikey, though, and opens up a decent bit of this A site, but the problem is they don't have that information. There wasn't a soul in the A site for the last 20 seconds or so, at least discounting the one that has just fallen. the fact is, Liverin has made that rotation over, and RIT making that rotation, sound works significantly different in CS2 than it used to in CSGO. You can hear much more vertically and through walls or around walls in this case, and that's exactly what's happening. You can see clear rotation on towards this A side.
Yeah, they had to get the ball back all over T side, but now they're going to spring out. They got to get Liverin in this truck position. They do take him down. Good smoke wall setup as well. Looks like a pretty clear and obvious front side plant. Got to worry about the flank as it's coming through fast.
Side. Stepping up again for that flank, already finding the opening, but cannot find anything more. Nobody showing their head towards Bullseye as they step forward. They see the head, but don't actually find that immediate kill. And Emo Man, their position noted on towards truck. They want to try and swing it. They'll find the first kill, but just 3 HP up against over 70 for Get Wrecked. Get Wrecked will hit this singular shot required. A strong breeze would have blown Bullseye over, but it's the AK-47 7.62 that does so, and RIT deny the bonus.
Yeah, it's a big round to pick up because you keep some of those eco rounds close. You've now got University of Hawaii in a weird spot with the buy. I mean, Liverin's got basic money. Mikey, Bullseye, Mikey and Fnipe, are also pretty low down there. So the fact that you were so competitive on your eco round despite losing the pistol, you take away that gun round. You've now put University of Hawaii into that all same hole that all CS players know. CT economy is a backbreaker, and University of Hawaii are going to try and get out of it.
Molly through connector. Get Wrecked wants to try and take this as quickly as they can. Question is, do they clear the corner? This is always the question among CS pros / semi-pros / collegiate players / me and my ranked games around the world. Does Get Wrecked clear this? The answer, yes they do. Bullseye will be taken care of. Good due diligence from Get Wrecked.
And now immediately getting a lot more space. He's going to pop right out towards water. A lot of the B side of the map pretty open here, but key thing to note is the rest of RIT push up. The bomb is still all the way back in those T halls, so they're getting all the way aggressive up in bathroom, up in waters, pressing these B bomb sites, but they do not have the bomb just yet. They might not need it if they just frag out like they are.
Oh my goodness, and Get Wrecked finds another. That may very well be the round in and of itself done. Good enough to write home for the victory, and oh my goodness, goodbye Fnipe. Valiant effort to try and find Chutang as they jump. The Galil will be good enough for the job. The bomb again left very far back, but it was good enough to at least finish things off with the guns. Good thing Hawaii did not have rifles.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes time to light. It's not always about playing the those search and destroy style. You can get away with playing some TDM, and RIT do just there with their superior aim. You talk about how the fact that this isn't the tops seeded roster when it comes to Rochester Institute of Technology, but still a collegiate group as a whole that is known very well and one of the highly regarded ones. So the fact that they feel like they confidently just raw aim their way through a lot of these trades bodes well for this series.
And the pure fact of the matter is RIT has been a consistent factor of the EGF for a little while. Chutang and Get Wrecked, I believe, the only two players that have been a more consistent factor, but good nonetheless, and that's what matters, at least being able to stick around and solidify things, to say the very least.
Right now, they're looking to solidify a bit of a bathroom push, going with a bit of a silent approach, and try and test a Mikey and immediately Chutang. You talked about him. Picks up that big frag. It's going to create a big hole in the defense. Looks like maybe some aggression going to come out here. Fnipe trying to get the flank down, but he's got to go quickly because he's losing his teammates on this A site, and there goes the...
Liverin, last one left alive on the side. Will spray for one, but doesn't actually find the kill. I thought Emo Man was a dead man walking. And even then, I think the follow-up M4 shot would have only brought them down to about 3 HP, the whole 98 and 4 joke being what it is. And Bullseye, 1v4 here. With the HP, it isn't unreasonable, but with the time and the fact that they are so dispersed, makes it significantly less so, and that should do it.
And they're so very broke now. University of Hawaii, they're sitting on zilch money. Bullseye's going to just try and save that rifle. I don't hate if RIT decide to go hunting, especially the fact that another kind of change to CS2. The bomb blowing up, it actually is literally explosive. It can wipe you out from really far away, so kind of puts onus on getting away from the site earlier, but also kind of allows you to go hunting. Bullseye is going to claim a double up. I don't even think he saw it skip his first kill he ended up getting, so he'll keep the rifle over, but it's RIT with their first lead.
And University of Hawaii at this point, you can see having some difficulty solidifying themselves. Obviously, finding opening kills is easier said than done, but even then, some gunfights that you think would obviously go their way, for instance, the one onto Emo Man, doesn't in the end. Liverin didn't make that mistake last week. University of Hawaii looked like they had things in the bag. Not the case here. Good start. Pistol round and conversion round are amazing. By the way, some quick stats for you. For a team to win the pistol and conversion round in pro play, they convert into a game victory in regulation, assuming they do it on both halves, 80% of the time. That is statistically insane.
Yeah, it's insanity. It's certainly just putting so much pressure on the early form stages of CS2 in its current state. But the pistols, speaking of them, Fnaip getting going on it. 2 big headshots and immediately a scattered buy round for University of Hawaii completely opens the door up. They've got that man advantage in droves right now, TTL.
An advantage now, at least giving them some sort of culpability to walk away from. But the problem is they don't have the B site. And I think that's the most important part. Smoke will go up. That one's late and too far forward. Bullseye's just going to walk through it, and understandably so. Take advantage where you can. Finds one. Wants to spray to a second, but no identity. Now on for the 1v5. Needs to defend with their life, and will do so for a 10th of a second. Until Mikey will headshot them down. Nice shot with the AK. I thought it was going to be the Deagle. Not so flashy, but still just as effective.
Very, very effective. An effective round for University of Hawaii to come out with, because they were teetering on sort of double save territory there. They force around that one rifle they saved, trying to compete. You've got to think, if that round goes awry, RAT are at least looking at a 2, potentially 3-round cushion in this first half. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but every round you get in this game is multiplied in our old favorite, now gone, CSGO. You talk about, you know, a potential 5-3 lead, 6-3 lead. In reality on CSGO, that'd be something like leading out like 8-3, 7-3.
Yeah, and even then, the more eco rounds are even more impactful. Because a $1,400 loss bonus used to be significantly more important. Now, not so much, at least more so towards the other direction. When they shot from Mikey, finds one. Emo Man, looking for one of his own, will not be able to find that refrag. The first 25 seconds go off 2 for 2, and low HP for Emo Man, everybody else just about full HP minus Mikey.
And those trades are always going to benefit that T side. Gives them a lot more space and breathing room. You can see right now, Mikey's looking to cut that down. He might have a really good read on GitWreck, who has his back turned, setting up these smokes. Spots him out too. This is going to be a freebie of a kill and really just cut down RAT approach.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
That's disastrous!
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe he missed that. Not only that, but I can't believe GetWrecked was able to hit the 180 ever so casually to find the kill. If this goes from a 3v2 the other way to a 3v2 for RIT, granted, 2 of their players are low, sure, but honestly, who cares? Their bodies, and with AKs, that's one-shot headshot. It could be just as good, depending on how low HP you are. Does Bullseye push through this? Yes, they choose to do so. And the help from behind, Knight finds one, make it 2. Both low HP players dispatched from the AK for support. And Hawaii at least make up for the slight error.
Yeah, that's like the equivalent of when you watch your teammate get his ankles broken, he falls down, but the dude misses the shot, right? He doesn't nail it, and that's what happened to Mike. He boofs the spray, maybe costs him the round, but his teammates are there to pick him up, so nobody's really going to remember how badly Mikey boofed that spray. Hopefully, he just, you know, has that goldfish memory, doesn't let him affect him too much.
Really quick, EGF editor, if you're watching this, could you put that on the weekly Twitter wrap-up? Please and thank you. Just so nobody ever forgets it. Immortalize it.
Well, there you go. I mean, hopefully Mikey forgets it for the rest of the series there, but won't be able to forget it for a very long time if the EGF editor.
Oh, spray. Fifth skip, not Fnipe, ends up taking a decent bit of damage. And with the new smokes, I want to know, how do you feel about the new smokes?
You know, I'm kind of a fan of them. I've been seeing a lot of really fun AG grenade tech with them. Oh my god, what a spray down Bullseye. He doesn't need smokes, AG grenades, nothing to do that.
I gotta say, I'm a fan too. The only thing I don't like is how good shotguns are through them, because they create a significantly larger hole. We saw last week, Marquette decided it was a great idea to start playing XMs, and basically only XMs, and unfortunately it worked, and I hated it.
Yeah, I cannot get behind shotguns dominating the meta over the staple rifles. The one thing that made Counter-Strike a title that compared so many others was the fact that the meta didn't change too much and annoy the community. GitWreck's looking to be annoying on this A site, but Bullseye makes sure both of those T's are dispatched. Versus Hawaii, looking pretty good, despite the fact that they've had some near blunder moments through this one.
Hey, on the bright side for Hawaii as well, Fnipe can snipe, and that's what matters. AWP pays off for that one kill, and RIT's endeavor to bring back around that was less than ideal at the start is indeed shut down. And you can see more than enough difficulties for RIT now on their T side. As soon as Hawaii started to pick up full rifles after round 3 or 4 or 5, they didn't really seem to have as much sustainability in a round. Snipe wants to get aggressive in towards mid, and they'll be able to do so, but there's not a soul waiting for them, so fairly useless real estate. Although Bullseye finds a kill around all the way on towards the B side.
I can't even begin to comprehend how he did that. Did he drop a molly deep? Yeah, it must have been that molly that dropped towards construction. I don't know, but that's a big kill to find because that stopped the rush. RIT were going to have a really good advantageous position on that side of the map, and immediately it's cut down. Bullseye's going to be another one to grab him a second. Nearly finds the third through the smoke. No identity going to cut him down. Mikey picks up a couple back after that. All of a sudden, Shutang's all alone.
Snipe will quickly dispatch of him. I think what happened was he threw the Molotov at the end of Monster and then sprayed through it. And most of the damage was done by the AK, but the fact that the guy was sitting in a Molotov ended up killing him. That little last couple ticks. I don't know. The map can be deceiving sometimes. Hawaii can be deceiving as well with how they're setting up on some of these sites. Occasionally you'll see them stack A. More often than not, you'll see them put 2 or 3 on B, which seemingly works more often than it should in a map like Overpass, but I won't cut corners on that one, or at least get too upset about it.
Certainly, though, I like the kind of smoke mirrors they're throwing, right? Because if you're getting ahead, you're feeling confident. CT sides, my favorite thing they do is measured aggression. You know, you take these fights, push up early. The problem where a lot of CTs fall back is they don't know when to fall back. Right now, you can see Liverin, he picks up 2 of those kills, and what do his teammates do? They fall back. They have the man advantage. They've gained intel that it's an eco round. There's a lot of players towards A. On a map like Overpass, now you just sit back on your sites, and you should, you know, like 90% of the time, TTL, come out with the round.
We have seen some crazy things from individual players on RIT, from RIT period. This is not a round that is over. However, one that is still extremely difficult to pick up. They are sending the predominant part of their force towards the more open A site, and the equally as defended A site. There are only 2 players here, compared to the, obviously, 2 players on B, but in 2 completely separate positions. And Get Wrecked will, fortunately, drop over the M4 and set up with a flash over towards this A side. They want to go, but they'll walk straight into the AWP of Knife, who does find one, but do they clear long? That's the real question. This play has been telegraphed, but they have not found out anything about that long extension. Jack will end up finding 2 on that hold, and Hawaii win the half already with some extension still available.
I'm not totally clear why nobody at least checked long, or I don't even think they looked that direction. I'm pretty sure no identity. He was going for the plant, and his teammate was clearing bank. I mean, A site can be real tricky to clear, but 4 are up. I would assume the most default set if you're a CT side with 4 up against 3 is just a 2-2 split it.
Yeah.
They don't guess that RIT are really struggling right now, and this is their map pick. Sure, they're starting on the less favored statistical side, but you cannot be giving up a potential 9-3 half. That's nearly impossible to come back from right now.
C-side has looked a little bit better in CS2 than it has in CSGO. Oh my goodness, welcome to timing, ladies and gentlemen. No identity caught out by it, and Bullseye will walk in as soon as a flashbang is brought out. And just like that, you have a clear and obvious advantage here for Hawaii. Swing down, it's actually Mikey to find 2 in through mid, and wants to try and find more around through long if he can. Already walking forward, Emo Man does drop Liverin from Fountain, but look at Mikey extending. I don't know how Emo Man found a second bathroom, but there's the flank, there's Mikey's third, and Emo Man's left alone. Ace clutch required, if you can find it. I implore you to do your best, young man.
I believe he made a couple of audio cues and they'll know he was there, and Knife snipes him down from the rare op flank. Like that one out, by the way. But now 8 rounds for University of Hawaii. They're very much so in the driver's seat. If you are Rochester Institute of Technology by this point, you just want to get a round on the board, mostly in my mind for momentum's sake. You can bring something good into that second.
I mean, something hopefully needs to be brought back now as well. Build some momentum. This is not going to change the scope of the half, but at least is going to help change your momentum into the second half. Maybe bring yourself a bit more onto the pistol round. Alt being brought forward. Nade to follow. Should do a little bit of damage, but nothing to really write home about. You can see good utility usage really forces back the overzealous RIT. And Mikey, good lord, finds 2 separate headshots. Can't find a third, though. He's significantly better just tapping with an AK.
My God. Good response though there from GetRex as well. He gets one of his own on that connector player, but now he's kind of stuck with a rock in a hard place. He's gonna have to fight his way out, and he fights well. Jack in a fallen. GetRex can figure this out quickly. The B bomb side is now a fully wide open. Fnipe and Liverin are gonna be quick on the rotate. If they get that heaven smoke down, they should set themselves up for a decent plant. A big time 2-on-2. This could really tell a lot about the game we have here on Open.
They tried to put the bomb down, or that, and they tried to nade the smoke that was put up in towards that heaven position. Who's coming through? Fnipe wants to try and play it if he can with the AWP, but nothing found out other than the information on towards default. Good Molotov will force Emo Man out into the open at 16 HP. He won't be able to escape. Fnipe goes skeet shooting out of thin air with a 50 caliber sniper, and will find what he was looking for in the end. Hawaii do indeed lock in the 9-3 half.
No. Out of all the outcomes I thought a 2v2 on the B side would play out, that's not one. Everyone fighting past the bomb site up near Graffiti there. That definitely got a little bit wacky. You usually expect these to sit back, try and play, you know, post-plant, hide in a corner towards construction, maybe back to Monster, but that aggressiveness really burning RIT. And now we're talking about the statistics around winning pistol rounds, TTL, and how the effect that's had on pro play. I don't really care about those statistics. At this point for RIT, you just got to win the pistol, because if you don't, I mean, you're giving up double digits. This game might just be over.
It will end up as a quick conclusion, to say the very least. Hawaii, clear and obvious advantage on the T side. What do they make of it? Again, Overpass more T-sided than it used to be. They're going to run the Colorado. For all of you unfamiliar with it, it's back in Season 3 and 4. They would just send it down connector, back up the blue stairs, and on towards the A site. But do they clear out the corner? Do they know to do so? Yes, they do, but GetRex still wins that first fight. Good enough to find one. Low ammo for Bullseye. He'll have to disengage, but GetRex had to do the exact same thing with the USP, and he gets swarmed with only less weaponry. Liverin ends up finding a double, but now it's on to Emo Man to do the same. He'll do just that.
Huge.
Chaos personified in the pistol round, and RIT take full advantage.
That is huge to keep RIT in this map right now. No bomb plant as well comes across for University of Hawaii, so they're pretty broke. Does look like they are going to opt to force in. Jack can resend that buy, and hey, look at that. There's a CS2 feature for you. He resends the armor, so it is going to be, I guess, a half buy with a couple of pistols, whatever they can scrap together. But now, this is where RIT need to not blunder. We've all seen this before. These eco rounds right after pistols, a couple of deagle shots, and one big rush could really spell catastrophe. They're immediately coming out here on the B site.
Flash, but no, not good enough. Good extension by Chutang, finding at least the recuperation of the ramp. They don't find enough, that's the problem. Jack finds a second with the FAMAS. This now becomes a reasonable round. I think Bullseye will be able to recover a gun if they are given themselves the opportunity, and they do, dropping in towards water. Jack steps up for yet another, make it a third, a fourth on the round, and on for the ace if they're given the opportunity. No identity, seen in heaven, hit one time in the body with a deagle, but from that distance it is significantly less deadly. It's still down to no identity, who will deny the ace, but they cannot deny the round. Hawaii do indeed force the blunder of the Tigers, and they will find double digits.
I mean, that's just heartbreaking. Look at the money now. Rochester Institute of Technology. It is so poor. They are going to have to force into this one. It's double save territory, so they have to force here. And they're going to likely give up an 11 unless they've got a crazy eco in them. And then if that plays out how you expect, they're then going to be still pretty broke. Having to surrender regulation point here for University of Hawaii. It is, I mean, that has got to be the most costly round to lose for RIT.
Fact is, now just down to MP9s and Deagles. Deagle is significantly worse than they used to be in CSGO. MP9s, however, I think got a little bit of a buff for most people, me included. And I'm not good at this game, that's why I cast. But apparently not good enough for Emo Man to find anything with. Deagle will step up for one out of Knife, but it will still be a bomb plant. Player disadvantage for RIT, and significant HP disadvantage. That should be 11.
Site good util usage. Liverin get his spray on. No identity. He's about to be no longer standing. There he gets kicked down, and Liverin for good measure through the smoke. It's fifth skip trying to skip on out of heaven. Get the bomb plant to keep 3 up. They're rolling right now and likely rolling onto their map pick here.
I think I know why Liverin found that kill through the smoke. They were only on the 4th skip.
Didn't get to the 5th one quick enough.
No, couldn't make the jump or skip. I don't know. We'll move on. Bad humor. It's what people have come to know from yours truly. Hawaii on to 11. Fnipe bringing out the token Fniper. And importantly enough, if they can find this event, I didn't know they changed the play. When did they change? Hold on. No.
Wait.
Wait, I hit the wrong button. When did they change this?
Oh my god.
How did I not know this?
Wait, they had to have just done that.
No, there's no way that had to have been recent. When did they make like a whole play? That looks like the playground I used to have in my backyard as a kid.
Yeah, but that's so much more lame. You don't have that cover from the doorway now. I'm completely bamboozled. Just like Fifth Skip nearly bamboozled University of Hawaii. But unfortunately, when you only have a USP against armor, that's what ends up happening.
That should be it.
Yeah, this should be it. 12 for University of Hawaii. All right, so you're going to have to make a climactic comeback. Knife seals it. You know, I know we... Hey, let's go back. I couldn't even focus on that round. This is preposterous.
They removed the swings. You can't nade the swings anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, the seesaw, kinda. This is a budget seesaw.
This is a rusted seesaw.
Some good chalk work. You could play hopscotch. Maybe Fifth Skip has a shot at going pro in Counter-Strike now. Counter-Strike hopscotch. And then, yeah, can you go up the slide? I wonder if you can go up the slide.
Betting man I am, I'd say no. What's with the pink elephant? Is that anything, by the way? Who left their pink elephant in there?
Sally left her stuffed animal. It's okay. She'll be alright. Some memories lost in Overpass Playground. I apparently missed the memo on that one, you know, with all the time I spend on Overpass and on the playground of Overpass. Discounted to another conversation. Hawaii, even with the advantage, don't have the player advantage now. Almost a shot landed for Snipe, but they end up losing that and losing their teammate. But still holding down that heaven angle, they miss another, and it leaves Livern in a 1 versus 2. They'll get proactive, though, only to still fall. GetRec steps up for 3 from the heaven position, and RIT will stay alive, but they have a very long gauntlet to come back.
Yep, 1 round at a time. DTL is the old goldfish memory. Gotta put your head down, bog down, and get going. At least recover at AWP. Really haven't seen anybody from RIT utilize one just yet, because you're on that T side. A lot of teams don't like to utilize it in that point. We've really just been talking about Fnipe with Sniper. Now you're going to have Get Wrecked, likely helm this one. Out of the many maps that we have in the active duty pool, I personally believe Overpass is one of the most invigorating maps you can bring an op onto. There's a lot of spots you can play it. Everyone knows the traditional ones, you know, sitting back on site with Heaven. Got a lot of players like to play Bank, but you can also get really aggressive, like Get Wrecked is, playing all the way up towards bathrooms, trying to hold down that side of A, rush connector. A ton you can do with that sniper, but it's not going to be tested by University of Hawaii.
Good molly, but it doesn't land early enough. It doesn't do enough damage to write home about. That's the problem. Still allowed to get in somewhat, but not as far as No Identity. Only one found there by RIT as they walk in, and it just leaves Bullseye in a clutch. We've seen them pull something similar off before, but this one could very well be difficult. First kill found and some time available. There's still 2 full minutes. No, sorry, 1:20, not 2 full minutes. I read it as 120 seconds. But still good enough to try and set up this clutch as they go up towards A.
Problem is, I believe the bomb is stranded.
Oh, you're so right. I didn't see that.
In the middle of the site, yeah. So, I mean, he's got enough time to set up a flank. I wonder if through the walls that reload occurred.
It should have been. You could definitely hear footsteps from that side, but I don't know if you can hear reloads as easily.
100%. But, I mean, judging from Fifth Skip's body language, he has not moved at all. I feel like you'd at least jiggle if you heard him reload. I don't know. Now he's kind of moving around. At this point, you can kind of suspect that there's going to be a deep flank. But Bullseye's gone with the elite tactic of faking a silent flank and then just going right back to where he was.
And then he just made noise. So it doesn't matter. That's the ingenious problem of trying to go short still with the play. They try and clear graffiti, but they only do a courtesy clear where you kind of think you've looked at it, but not enough to actually find somebody, especially with Fnipe playing on the far off angle. Sorry, Fifth Skip playing on the far off angle. RIT make it 6. And just like that, they've shut down the economy of Hawaii as well. Mostly onto a save, at least for everybody other than Mike, Bullseye, and Liver.
Yeah, interesting. They're just going to force up around them. All right, so they got a MAC-10. They got Jack on a Deagle. Yeah, this has been a good run from RIT, showing that they are, at least in this roster iteration, looking like a more CT polished team. They're really holding down the B bomb site well. University of Hawaii, maybe they were thinking this game would just be over. They could go for the casual rush, out onto that B bomb site. Did not work. Has not worked. So now they're gonna have to get a little bit more creative.
I think we haven't seen all that much creativity from Hawaii, and given their CT side, I think it's been a little bit disappointing for their T half. Granted, they are still on map point, which is good, but not enough just yet. So for Liverin, looking for the shot, almost will, but just barely misses the headshot, and instead takes about 80 damage on the swing. And in the meantime, Bullseye's been taken care of as well. Shutang on the benefiting side of that frag, but not enough to get in towards the A side. Swing through, no identity, even while blind will find that one as they try and go in.
Worried about the flank, but get wrecked now. Starting free fire on that bank position. Liverin through the smoke gets one. That's a nasty second headshot. He's even clutching up all on his own. He just cleared the A side as a one-man wrecking crew.
Emo Man left alone, wants to go up the stairs, but is stuck. The benefit is Jack still only has a MAC-10, but now the problem, there's a Molly awaiting their entry point. Good smoke setup goes off the brand new light pole set up above them, and it doesn't seem like they're aware, at least not fully, of where this M4 is coming from. Both hesitantly looking towards Bank, but the headshot only landing on towards Jack, and the M4 curse comes back to bite him, as Hawaii will win 13-6 on map 1.
Really dominant showing across the board here, and it was kind of a team effort as well. Jack, Liverin, Mikey, Bullseye, they were all, or excuse me, Knipe, Mikey, they're all within like the same window. It was like 16 to 19 frags. Yeah. They all had playing, collective Counter-Strike like that. You usually run over teams just like University of Hawaii.
Yeah, and you could see the benefit was there for Hawaii. Their CT side looked significantly better after they really collected themselves after round 5 or 6. And then their T side just stopped for a couple rounds, but it was just a little bit of a fluke, or at least a couple flukes to come through. Overpass was close, at least for a few rounds, but just not quite in the end for the Rochester Institute of Technology. Mirage is our second map. It is also Hawaii's map selection. Problems on the horizon for the Tigers? We'll find out when we come back. Mirage and to close that overpass.
Well, time to light. It's I'm gonna throw it out on a limb here and feel like we're not gonna be here very long, because Mirage is really a map in my mind that's still in the new game of CS2. Is kind of about whoever's really on when it comes to aim. You can really just run away with this map. And
yeah,
University of Hawaii, they not only looked really polished on their CT side, but they also came with a lot of big time clutches, big time multi kills. Talk about the fact that multiple members of this squad were all within a 19 to 17 frag window in a 20-round match. Kind of bodes well for them, especially for the obvious reasons. They're going to their own map pick.
And now, speaking of that own map pick, you have to also talk about that Hawaii bringing this in had an obvious and clear finish that they were headed for towards the end of that first map. You also have to wonder, what is the call? What's the difference for RIT? What do they change into the second map? Is there going to be enough for it to warrant anything special?
They really just have to start out strong. I mean, to go back to that statistic you brought up, I know it's not pro play, but there is a trickle-down effect from it. You need to come out with these pistol rounds. You need to be able to really start out on the right foot, with a 2-0 start. Doesn't even have to necessarily be the opening start as we get into this map, but just it's so important starting off halves on top in this newfound game of CS2. When you're behind the series like RITR, it becomes even bigger.
So, Hawaii starting off with the T side. Maybe there's an advantage, maybe there's not for RIT. We will shortly find out here in the pistol, and it seems like Hawaii do want to finish B. You can see the extremely quiet nature of their aggression. The only thing we're really hearing is everybody exchanging utility. And at walk through, there's a P250 coming through, only to really do nothing off the bat.
Yeah, and gotta fall back really quickly with that P250. Got those dual Berettas shooting in a big spot. Holds Zera's window. He doesn't need the op. He gets only one. He actually doesn't get any. There's headshots galore going here, but no kills coming across. Jack trying to get up, and Personal gets one. They've got one more pesky siege to deal with, and they will dispatch him. Now they just need that bomb plant.
Go get it. Unfortunately, Jack got a little over-aggressive, not knowing their teammate had dispatched the player on the backside of the site. Here's the flank, though. No identity with 1. Their position duly noted. Bullseye on a 1 versus 2. Backside of bench. They're not seen originally, though, and they're looking to get aggressive. Fifth is very low HP, and there's no way no identity has not been heard. But even with all the audible cues in the world, it's not going to matter if you can still hit the shot. No identity, they'll retrieve their teammate's fallen kit, and RIT's pistol round on the CT side in back-to-back games.
This is really wacky once again. We talked about the fact that on overpass, pushing out onto a site, there's a big round where nobody was really clearing long, and that gave away the round. This time, I don't really know if, as University of Hawaii, you're not expecting somebody to flank apps. I feel like that happens every single pistol round. Honestly, every single time a flank goes on the B-bomb site. They really weren't looking for it there, despite the fact that they had no intel of where anyone was, and that really kind of sealed the round. Put no identity in that position, and he performs, got his team in a great spot down a map.
You can see, it's a really patient play from University of Hawaii at this point. They're not looking to get over-aggressive, and obviously understandably so, but it seems like at this point they don't want to get pushed out of position. And you wonder what they want to do. What's the final call? Is this real patient play going to come back to bite them? Is it going to help them in the end? Get wrecked, you can't see a dang thing, and Fnipe takes full advantage of it, finding 1. Here's the aggressive play. Liverin finds a follow-up. That may very well be the round in and of itself done. Hawaii following up on what they did in the previous map. Remember, RIT won their CT pistol and just got dusted on the second round conversion. Exact same thing happens here on Mirage, and it is Hawaii to walk away with the second round.
Are we sure that University of Hawaii botched the pistol? Because, my God, that's a blitz. They just rushed right up mid. It wasn't anything too fancy either. And they just caught RIT lacking a lot of positions. Those first 2 kills, CTs weren't even looking the direction they got shot from TTL. And same woes, like you mentioned, plaguing RIT once more. And it's going to hurt just as bad as last time. Luckily, they're not already down double digits. They're onto that double save and already getting easily mowed down by Liver and Mike. They're all getting on the action. This round might be done quicker than the last one.
Tang is dead. This one was about as quick of a third round as you will see, especially considering Hawaii has not won the pistol. And they are coming out of the gates swinging again. Just time here on Mirage, and on the T side no less. I have to say, a little surprised with how different this has been.
Exactly, right? But we talked about it before we got on the map. If you're confident on a map like Mirage with your just raw aim, your ability to swing angles, you can just take over this map. I mean, I know there's a lot of, complex util adjustments you can do hitting A, running towards mid, but this is really just an aimer's paradise map right now. Versus Hawaii, they're clicking heads a lot better. And now they're even just guessing correctly. I mean, that was a stack from RIT onto that A bomb site, and they just walked right by it and took the B bomb site.
Like, he clear the corner. Does he clear it? No, he doesn't. Everybody's favorite game show this time goes to RIT. And RIT at least will bring a gun back, but honestly, you just save at this point, right? You have a Nova, you had a Nova on Tang, which has been taken away by Fnipe, and Fist Skip is not situationally unaware. Just not knowing there's an extra angle there. Bullseye will find a double to close out the round. And Hawaii, it wasn't as quick, but it was about as dominant as the last couple of bit.
They just punched RIT right in the mouth. It's
That's
just
assault.
been complete. Yeah, I mean, soul and battery, TTL. That's how bad it's gone at this point. They've been able to build up a really good amount of funding. They're getting bomb plants every round. I mean, Bullseye, yeah, sure, they're going to have to hold on to those Galils up against these better rifles. But they've got $9 grand on 2 members. I mean, they're going to be floating in money even if they lose a round. RIT, they're going to have to put together multiple rounds, get out of their own economic hell, and get back into this one.
Change for RIT. This time they have rifles, but they're still losing opening gunfights. I say that, but it's only one gunfight they lose. They have, however, still lost the A site, and that's going to be the problem they have to come back from. They also don't have a definitive way back in. Extra smoke there for CT. Good drop in from Tang, but he only finds a follow-up singular frag. This retake now fully on from both CT and the connector.
Liveren's in such a tough spot. Smoke's going to drop. He's got to win that trade, and he doesn't. And once the smokes drop, silencers go crazy. Big round, RIT. They needed that one mostly to save their own economy. Obviously, getting the round is nice as well. They got to string them together like we talked about.
Gotta feel a little bit bad for Liverin as well, reloading while the smoke is dissipating. It's difficult to communicate when those smokes go up versus when they're going to end up coming down. 15 seconds, by the way, is how long a smoke lasts for all of you rank stars out there that may or may not be just getting into CS. Something to keep in mind, maybe if you're around one or you just put one down. And unfortunately, Liverin reloading as it was dissipating loses the gunfight in the process. Hashtag feels bad, man.
Feels bad indeed, especially in love this next round. But like we talked about, they've got full money, and Fnipe has been really the only stopper performing so far out the gate, and he is going to get a chance this time. Doesn't hit the shot. Bullseye to be able to trade Liverin out. That's a lot of mid-control gain, but now you got to play the game of what angle are they going to swing you at. Got to be careful. Bullseye out in the middle. Hasn't got to pick yet. Ryan Nate and the snipers. Meanwhile, Jack and Mikey, so much work done on the A site.
Now the A site almost entirely falling as well. Chutang sitting inside of the Molotov has to get the heck out of dodge. Bomb is left in T-spawn though, so this is a lot of time available. Good flash, but it is mostly avoided by Chutang, and at least that kill picked up. And in the meantime, Emo Man finds one of their own. The bomb has been retrieved and spawned, but look, it's headed the other direction. Snipe is left alone on the A site and is still making noise, importantly enough. But the up will still be cleared, but enough for Bullseye to be in the 1v2 and can clutch it up.
1 HP on Chutang, or 17, excuse me.
Basically one.
Basically one, yeah, with the AK. Bullseye has been, you know, performing like he kind of sure at a Bullseye right now. Does I believe spot out at least one member. I don't know if he saw Chutang. Got some good information here. He's going to set up really well. This clutch could be massive, and that's the high HP member already down. Chutang in a much tougher spot. He gets spotted trying to cross over to the site, trying to play the angles, and what a clutch from Bullseye. The M4 strikes again, BTL.
He's on 1 HP as well. Bullseye was left at a singular point, and he avoids the flash. That's the most important part. Chutang set up a flash from the outside of Market over top of the Market roof. But because Bullseye repositioned a pillar, it didn't pop in their line of sight, so they were still fully visible and could still fully see. And importantly, I don't know if you saw this, they picked up a flash, and then instead of throwing it, they pressed G to release it, to physically exit it from their inventory, so they could pick up their AK quicker, and hopefully bait out something. And it almost worked. It ended up being a gunfight that won anyway, and I think this is going to be a round they win anyway. Only Emo Man on the sites, and Emo Man will find a singular kill with a 5-7. And just like that, Hawaii are right back off.
Yep. And the Krieg, unfortunately, I know, GTL, you talked to me about, you've been a big fan of the Krieg so far in CS2.
Don't tell chat. Don't tell chat. Nope. I've never used the Krieg in my life. I don't know what this man is talking about. I've never met him before.
I mean, that second part may be true, but it's on chat to figure out which part of my statement is true. There were some lies in there, some truths.
I have used the Krieg. In all fairness, that, SMGs, and shotguns, along with the AUG, are kind of gross. CS2. So, listen, keep that in mind.
The bottom line is you can sit there and stick on your AKs and your M4s. Obviously, they're still useful, but it's a new game. If you don't want to get with the time and try out some of these new weapons, you're just not having as much fun. If you can't beat them, join them. That's my logic.
You know, Astralis were onto something back in 2018, 2019. Maybe they were onto something 5 years in the future and just didn't know it as well. With the AUG and Krieg meta, they basically instituted alongside utility. Utility being obviously different nowadays than it used to be, but still equally as important in the game of CS. Fraggers are good, but not as good as they may have been before. Emo Man, speaking of fraggers, finds a nice first and looking to re-swing this. Doesn't know there's still a second player near them. What a nade, by the way, from Chair, and oh no, Liverin looks the other direction because they were sprayed from Connector, and in doing so gets caught with timing and dies. And drops the bomb. Oh my.
Oh my gosh, that's some craziness coming across. Jack, though, isn't going to be able to pick up the kill. Fnipe kind of baiting for his teammate, getting caught there. Get Wreck will drop down for him. Big thing to mention is the bomb is still not acquired, and now a different University of Hawaii member getting called on the 2v1.
Wow.
With a game.
On today's episode of Timing in Counter-Strike 2, we have the University of Hawaii, who have not only been on the advantageous side of it, but have been caught out themselves. Nobody is safe from Father Time.
Nobody at all, and nobody on RIT is safe from the Krieg. Mikey has once again bought it. It's interesting, though, right? Because he didn't buy it at all on Overpass. I guess University of Hawaii, they didn't really play that many T-side Overpass rounds. How good they started that game, but must like the Krieg a bit more on Mirage than anything else, and he's going to entry with it.
The nade that lands directly at Chutang's feet. He'll go down to 50 HP, but will still find 1 kill. More than enough for Chutang. Nice setup, however, on towards this B site. Good smokes in towards that pillar position. They still don't cut off GetWrecked, who just sprints out of market and is able to find 2. And that process has forced an overextension on towards the site that leaves Bullseye in a 1 versus 3. We've seen a 1v2 before, but reminder, Chutang was on such low HP in that endeavor, and Bullseye ends up getting caught while jumping away. Ragdoll's even more comedic in the second iteration of Counter-Strike game. You can see exactly why.
Good luck trying to skip away from 5th skip. That's all. Bullseye, I like the play, though.
So true.
I like the play. You have the bomb. You're reloading. You know that all of RIT's 2 members, they've got to rotate over to B by this point. Try to hightail it to the A site and get him guessing again, but he does not escape. Now RIT, for the first time all game long, they've gotten University of Hawaii with their backs against the wall since that eco they gave up. I don't really want half buy nonetheless. Now, all that money University of Hawaii built up is kind of out the gate. Krieg is still up firing, no identity on the wrong side of it.
Biscuit, waiting ninja. Wants to just patiently wait for this hold, and it actually works. Drops Bullseye sitting top Tetris. It's now only mid-control that exists for Hawaii. That seemingly has been caught out. Liverin misses that jump for the 2nd consecutive time, and will look to find the kill anyway. Of course they do with Tech9. Do they find a second? Tech9's good. Not that good.
AK though pretty good. Jack gets 1, can't land a second.
Oh no!
Spray.
Oh no!
Runs out of ammo, and another ragdoll comes across, and we're all nutted up at 5. We're getting a match this time round.
Hey, RIT, much better in the first half of play. It is the CT side, so maybe that is a conversation point to write home about. But this is University of Hawaii's map selection, so you'd expect them to have a little bit more on that T side than they did back on Overpass. And you said it, they didn't play all that many second half rounds on Overpass, but if I've done my math correctly, they did play 7, 4 that they won from the 9-3 half, and 3 that they lost to make it 6. So they still played half of a half. So enough to at least get a good litmus test about them. And importantly, they don't have all that much of a bye here. And they won't have all that much of one in the next round either. They may because of loss bonuses, but we'll see how it comes through when that round comes through. Jack is the only one with an AK, though. Only one with an assault rifle, period.
Trying to set him up as that key support player to get those trades. What is the setup coming across from RIT? They're all just playing Arch. Luckily, the smokes haven't dropped yet. Now they will, and it forces them into Jack's crosshairs.
Wow.
Liverin gets 1 as well. Are RIT about to blow another sort of free round? It's looking like it.
On paper, this should have gone their way every day of the week. Now it's just down to 5th skip. He needs to find 4 players. And Jack is the only one on low HP. And oh my goodness, Snipe just Ferrari peeks him outside of the site itself. Backside of site with a deagle. The crouch peek, because why not? I said the deagle's not as good as it used to be. I am apparently a liar.
Caster curse is a real thing, folks.
Especially in such ambiguous situations.
Yeah, they always come back to bite.
Yeah.
Once, speaking of things biting other people, RIT are getting nipped constantly. That's the 3rd round in this series, 2nd of this map, TTL, where you mentioned it, in all statistical metrics, they're supposed to win those, and they blow it, and it just screws them so hard. This time, luckily, they'll have some sort of a bye. They're going to get aggressive. Oh, timing, Jack.
Oh,
He'd
no.
stuck around for another half second. He would have spotted that play going underpass, but now it's going to fire at him. Luckily, gets a trade because Bullseye went back to check, but now they've been found out. They know that it's a B-side play potentially from University of Hawaii.
Yeah, but the difference is they're not committing to this. Look over on the A side. Knife is still here, AK in hand. I believe it is only GetWrecked on this side of the map, and they only have a FAMAS to work with. Decent nade will do some semblance of damage. Even better one will drop Snipe down to 20 health, but he's still alive, and importantly, he has help coming.
He's hightailing you back to a more defensive position, waiting for reinforcements. He's worried about a mid flank coming across from Jack, who is all the way up with Cat. This round is just lacking in all boards.
Oh, no.
Once the rifles start firing, it trades once more. And I really just wants out of Palace. This guy's been pinned there all round long, but he's still just waiting and will finally fall. Jack needs to come up huge. That's a big first kill.
He has a way in. Doesn't see the player ticket, though. And over top, he'll still land the shot through the floor of that boost, no less. And Hawaii, they will end up winning this half. If there was a 9 HP difference, by the way, between that round and the 1v2 of Bullseye, we'd be seeing RIT with the lead.
Miracle that is the game of Counter-Strike keeps on giving. University of Hawaii, gotta feel good. You know, Mirage, we're still trying to figure out in CS2 how this map swings for the T to CT side, but PTL, you could disagree with me if you like, but I feel like Mirage was one of the maps that kind of just splits down the middle, maybe a bit CT-sided. Coming out of the half with the lead and the way that they've performed on their CT side pistols and been able to come up with those second rounds in this series, gotta be feeling pretty good.
Mike is the only one in the A site. I have to agree with you, though. It's about as even as you get. Unless you pick the wrong side to try and hold. Mike has a singular flash and Coolies to try and work with. There's the flash, and it doesn't land onto Emo Man, and Mikey is dead.
Now they're going to rush right into CT side. My God, there goes the CT flank return.
Yeah, goodbye.
And now Identity get in on that action. Bullseye run through the smoke, does get one. If these headshots can fly for Jack, he might get some damage. He's running out of ammo, though. What was that second one? He gets the reload off Jack. You can't get away with this, and he won't. Emo Man does save it. Oh, dicey.
It's dicey, but it was still an RIT pistol. RIT go 3 for 4 on pistols. Here, in our only series of the day, they only lose the first pistol of the day as well, so you gotta say commendations and improvements at the bare minimum for the Tigers. But still, it's not enough to win the game. They have also not converted a single pistol round. They have yet to win a second round of the half today, whether it's winning or losing the pistol round itself. Does that change here? Because Hawaii are not on the T side this time. They're losing. They're on the CT half, and they don't have the benefit of just picking up FAMASs or picking up MAC 10s and holding W while all collectively together. They're stacking the right side because of course.
Yeah, the only benefit they have is that, but they have really limited intel. It's an unsilenced US piece of Deagle's 5.7s. Oh boy, RIT not again. They're gonna walk right into him.
Bullseye finds 2. Deagle's still out, wants to swing for more. Emo Man up with the AK, can only find a kill before he dies. The University of Hawaii are statistically the luckiest team in the EGF. Whether it's because they're good at the game or because they just choose correctly is beyond me. Bullseye will not be able to retrieve a gun? No, just narrowly will not pick up an AK. But Hawaii bring in Deagles, a couple 5.7s, and a USP into that round, and they walk away with 2 AKs and the round victory. Because, you know, why not, I guess.
I mean, just every universal power, it feels like, is against RIT. I don't want to give that much credit to the unknown because, you know, even if you are going into a stack site, University of Hawaii, they didn't have any real util. You have superior weaponry. They also just straight up lost all of those duels. They're going to lose another one here as Fanipe locks down mid. Jutang falls. Things are just getting worse and worse for the Tigers.
So what's the improvement for the Tigers? That's the real question. What do they change? As of right now, the answer seems to be very little. They're still going towards the B site. The benefit is they're going onto a fairly undefended B site. Liveran's the only one in the zip code, much less on or around the site itself. But they are playing the rat angle around the couch. Do they get cleared? Seems like they may. Shoulder seen, but still the first kill found. Wanting more, and with the M4, they will find it. 2 for nothing, and RIT are in a 2v5.
I mean, just imagine how different of an exchange that is if University of Hawaii lost that last round, barely bought M4s into this one in RITF rifles. He might not even pick up the first kill. He definitely doesn't get the second kill. It's a whole different ball game with those back-breaking losses. No Identity is really feeling it now. He's got a Glock and a prayer. See you later. 9 for University of Hawaii. Starting to stack up the bank, and they are rolling towards a big-time 2-0 early in the EGF season.
And Hawaii are looking nice. Not only because of how well they've been playing, but it's a 6-9 scoreline, so naturally I'm going to make the joke because I can.
Huh.
And you gotta say, Hawaii haven't made all that many mistakes either. That's the most important part of their playstyle. RIT have forced them out of position, they forced them into being caught out with timing, which are not technical mistakes, but RIT more often than not just aren't playing directly for trades. And we saw that in the conversion round, specifically in the previous 2 pistol round conversions, on this map alone, where they cannot find continuous follow-up trades. That smoke misses, there's a mistake. There's a caster's curse on that even. But it doesn't seem like it's going to cost Mikey all that much. Does he get caught out? Seems like they want to swing this. He does reload. He will get caught out. Just, he'll survive an extra 4 seconds, and that's more than enough for Liverin to step up.
And it's also, you know, to give more credit to University of Hawaii, there haven't been a lot of scenarios to do it, but they've also had their fair share of big-time clutch, right? We already saw it happen with Bullseye in the first half. They're coming up with the high variance rounds, those one versus, multiple scenarios. And that's the recipe to win a lot of CS, right? Don't make a lot of mistakes and have your individuals step up in the big moments that you need them to. They haven't really blundered juggling the money if you want to have that conversation either. In either of these maps, they've been really good with that. Honestly, by this point, with how many times they've come up with second round into a half wins, I think they've had to save like a total of 2 rounds across our team.
Maybe that, especially considering some of their force buys have even gone well. Mikey finds one, is traded upon. Chutang in front of the smoke already. Yeah, they die. Wow, what an off shot from Liverin. Smoke pluming, and, well, Chutang's HP just immediately being ripped away from them, and Jack finds a timing shot on to Get Wrecked, who wanted to try and back up because the Molotov was thrown at their feet, but didn't have the opportunity. And a 3v2 in the first 30 seconds of the round, interestingly enough.
Big time pick there from Liverin, who is picking up the big green himself, holding down the mid flank, really helping up Jack on the anchor. He's anchoring B. He has his teammate to cover Cat. That was massive. Now fifth skip. We talked about there have already been heroes for University of Hawaii in that first half. They've come up with those big time clutches. If fifth stick wants to keep his team in it, he has to come up with one, and he doesn't even get a shot.
He gets one shot. It does hit Jack, but it didn't hit him in the head, and that's what matters. University of Hawaii with an 11th, and RIT having so many difficulties getting in. Getting out, getting together. Seems like they just cannot make a right call. And even in a conversion round where they had every feasible advantage, utility, weaponry, everything, they even choose the wrong site. They can't even choose a site correctly. It's a lot of Hawaii looking really good, but it's not a lot of RIT mistakes either. It's really just sometimes aim diffs, timing diffs, combination of the two. And then there's Liver.
It's really just been who's capitalizing on the small mistakes. Like you mentioned, it's been University of Hawaii. It's nice to see that they're also being able to, I was going to say switch over members onto different offers, different members offing, but that doesn't pull out well. Is Mike got a negative?
I think so. Yep.
You got to kill with it too.
Yep. I think he's going to find a second. I'll bet you any money Fifth Skip runs C or T-spawn and runs over towards the safe side, and Mikey is able to find this kill.
What was that pop flash?
It was just genius to bait it out, but the problem is Mikey's just spraying at A spawn, so there's no way that Fifth Skip runs into this, right?
You should just go Palace.
I think he should headshot his teammate.
Mikey's really having some fun here. I almost want them to blow this just because he did damage.
Yeah. Report him for griefing, that's all I gotta say. Bullseye's now sub 20 HP. A Galil shot would kill him. This is a problem, and he's dead. And Bullseye still wins the fight. Yeah, Bullseye doesn't miss those. He's got a cool
I think
knife.
Bullseye also tagged him back. Bullseye got Mikey killed.
As he should.
He got an assist on the kill.
As he should. Sit, Mikey.
Oh no, is this the Fnatic? We're not on Dust 2, are we? No. Oh my god.
Geez.
Oh no, it's the Cavalry. They have to swing mid.
There are 5 ups on the board for all of you who cannot see the slight gray outlines on the right side of your screen. This is a dangerous possible final round of this series for RIT. Seems like there's going to be a small firing line, of very large weapons in through mid, but they've chosen incorrectly. The A site is where this will finish. Seems like RIT trying to rush this as quickly as they can. Will still get caught out by the first op. Will a second come through? Yeah, Bullseye's there.
Unknown aggressiveness. Oh, he gets away. All right. 2 snipers. I was going to make a joke that we're watching a recreation of the Revolutionary War. But it seems like right now University of Hawaii are the British. Their firing line is not good enough. That was a nasty flick from Get Wrecked. Somebody hit a shot, please. Come on.
Do they have opposing magnets where they just cannot land onto each other? Snipe is no-scoping from that distance. No wonder. You need to do a scout for that one. Or a jumping shot with an AK, given the fact that it's CS2 now. Arm seen again. There's Snipe the kill. But even with a kit, you only have about another 15 seconds to hop on the bomb, and 2 players in significantly different positions. This is very unlikely, but I don't know, still possible on paper. No, not anymore.
Yeah, the fact that you all spent about $6 grand on your funding guns and now you're out of money, you probably should save that up. University of Hawaii, they're having fun. This is the classic BM way to close out a match. And the evil man in me wishes it turns. RIT going a 5-round sprint. They're going to at least be in a good position to come up with this one. because nobody else has any money except the Knife and Jack, who both have ops. Oh no, here comes the XMs. It was only a matter of time, TTL.
This is what I've been waiting for. Now it's time to flame Hawaii. Don't bring XMs into my collegiate lobbies. Get them out of here. What a Molotov. See, that's what happens if you bring XMs.
No, he's just gonna get a whole thing.
And there's
Yep.
one. Yeah, the XMs are gross, by the way. There's a second. Oh. Yeah, it's 1v5 for Emo Man, and he's gonna die from like 30 meters here. You have... Oh, okay, no, it's an XM that does like 20 damage. Still shouldn't have even done that much from that distance. I think that should be about it. Oh, he finds one.
There we go. Alright, come on, Emo Man. Clutch up. Oh, they're going for Knife. Okay. No, that was a great flash. He has the spray down. Emo Man, keep it alive with the ace.
Oh, they don't know. Oh, he knows.
Oh, it was a no.
Of course it was a no-scope. Of course it was a no-scope.
There was no way this.
Yep. Welcome to the Electronic Gaming Federation.
I don't have words. That was the current state of CS2.
Yeah, this is an all-timer, I've got to say. And I'm also looking at this one and saying, Hawaii almost threw that one. And it kind of would have been hilarious. Did you ever see the simple play when he was, I think he was playing Liquid on Dust 2. He goes for a knife on a Nitro. Nitro kills him and then wins the clutch.
Right.
And then Liquid end up winning the game in OT. When if he just killed him, they were on match point. They would have won the series.
Yep.
I wish that was
I do
one of
remember
those
that.
cases.
Yeah. When you said the simple Liquid, I thought you were talking about the old fate. What was the pistol? The pistol over the Dust 2 B wall. Remember?
Oh yeah. He throws the op over there. Yeah.
Yeah, he throws the op over. What was another one? Didn't JDM get a 1v5 clutch when like Envious was just like throwing in a halftime round too? They didn't end up winning.
Probably.
But a little bit of reminiscing for us as we try to process what the hell we just watched at the end of that
I mean, I gotta say, all I think it really was in the end was a quick closeout from Hawaii, and albeit RIT did have many signs of life, whether it was back in the earlier stages of Overpass, whether they were still showing up in the last couple rounds of Overpass before it ended, or here in Mirage. They looked like they had their wits about them. I think the problem in the end was just Hawaii got a little luckier in a lot of those gunfights, and they had some better aim when push comes to shove, and they picked up the XM, and that's what matters.
Yeah, that's a tip for all you guys play matchmaking. You're playing face games. Proceed by XM, you'll win. Enjoy level 10. Face it.
It's honestly just objectively better at this point. It's kind of scary, especially if you're playing Nuke. You play T-side or CT-side on Nuke, just go inside, play XM. It's kind of broken. What's also broken is Hawaii playing from like 60, 70, 80 ping onto Dallas, so keep that in mind maybe when you see some of these gunfights. RIT may not have made any mistakes. Yeah, they were like 80, 90 ping overall. So with Subtick, by the way, for all of you unfamiliar, Subtick works significantly better when both teams are on like 10, 15 ping. It is so clean. I played a game last night. It felt so good. When one of the teams or both of the teams are anywhere above 30, 40, or 50, or RIT was around 30 or 40, and Hawaii was around 90 or 100, Subtick feels a little different, and sometimes you can see a team take full advantage of it. Hawaii plays most of their games in the collegiate sphere above 60 ping because they're just from the state of Hawaii, and they're used to that. So the fact they're used to it, maybe they have an advantage there. Keep that in mind down the line as well, but they win the series regardless. We're going to get an interview with Blaze for the second week in a row, but right after a break.